What story about yourself are you ready to rewrite? The hard thing about stories is that there are some that we write ourselves, and there are some that other people write for us. So when you think about all of the stories, the narratives, the things that you have told yourself, the things that other people told you that you keep telling yourself, what stories are you ready to take the pen or pencil or eraser and say, I'm not going to take this anymore. I'm going to write my own thing. I'm going to write this down in permanent ink instead of pencil. I am going to change my story to set my future self up better for what's about to come. What story about yourself are you ready to rewrite? 13 videos, 13 weeks, 13 challenges, 13 questions, 13 minutes, 13 seconds. We are on week 5? Week 5? Are we on week 5? I think we're on week 5. Oh my days, wait, let me check. Because why acts like everything's perfect. Yes, we're on week 5. Week 5. Week 5. And the question is, what story about yourself are you ready to rewrite? So, I was born in Jamaica. I was born in Mandeville, Jamaica. And then my family and I, my parents and I, we moved to England. I was pretty much raised in Birmingham, England. And then we moved to Toronto, Ontario. No, we did not move to Toronto. Why did I say that? This is the thing. I always just default to Toronto because every time you say like, oh, you're from Ontario, people just assume Toronto. No, I'm not from Toronto, but I am from Ontario. Ontario, Canada. And then 4 years ago, I moved to Alberta, Canada for school, and I'm pretty much still here because I'm done school and I'm working. So yeah, in the England experience, there were some highs and some lows, and that is where a lot of the stories of my life were written for me. Okay. Wow. Okay. So I was diagnosed with dyslexia and also Erland syndrome in my first and second year of university. So for those of you who don't know, one of the ways that dyslexia can show up, one of the ways that it shows up in my life is that letters will move or will kind of flip places, or I'll get letters like they'll turn around. For example, instead of seeing a B, I'll see a D. And sometimes the words also shift. And when I'm reading, sometimes my eyes will jump lines, or like I'll be on line 1, then I'll jump down to line 3, then I'll jump up to line 2. And I'm like, that literally doesn't make sense. So then I have to read things over and over. So because I was somewhat aware that there was something that was just harder, especially when it came to things like social studies, things like English, things that I had to communicate myself more with words than numbers, I just struggled. The hard thing is though, I tested well-ish. I performed well. I got good grades. So it was hard for anyone to really notice. Like my English teacher knew that I struggled with writing, and it's like he would just rearrange my paragraphs. It's not even like my writing was necessarily too bad. It's just like things just needed to be rearranged and things needed to be shifted. But all of the words that I put were right. I just needed to change the order. So I remember when I was diagnosed and I told him, he's like, that makes so much sense. And I wish I had learned earlier, not because there's some magic pill that will like fix everything, but I would have just been given more tools. So I say all of that to say, when I was struggling with reading, when I was younger, some of my peers, some of my teachers would tell me that I was stupid, and they would tell me I was dumb, and they would tell me that I shouldn't be making these mistakes. And I'm I was in a specific type of school. Like, I'm in this school and I didn't deserve to be in that school and I should be doing better, all of these things. So I just held on to that narrative. And this is the weird thing about that narrative, is because people who should have been encouraging me, more so like my teachers and my educators, because many of them were the ones that were like bringing me down, I felt like I always had to prove myself to my teachers. So whether it was my teachers in England, my teachers when I moved to Canada, in elementary school, in high school, wherever, I always felt like I had to prove, no, I'm not dumb. No, I'm not stupid. I can write. I can articulate myself well. Like, I always felt like I had to prove myself. So there are certain aspects of my life where I push so much harder because I'm just trying to show people that I'm not who people said I was, or who people sometimes still say I am. And that's so draining. It is so draining living your life for other people. Trying to figure out who you are, trying to show up in the world, while also trying to tell and show people who aren't even in my life anymore, who I don't see regularly, like, hey, I did finish school. I did finish elementary. I did finish high school. I have a degree. Like, I did it, and I'm planning to get more, and I'm not who you said I was. It is so tiring. And I'm extremely proud of the work that I have done. I'm extremely proud of the ways that I have shown up, because it has done well. It's done good things for me. It's opened many doors, but I wish that those doors were opened because I was truly living in the fullness of who I was versus trying to prove something all the time. So am I still a hard worker? Yeah. Am I still going to push? Yeah. Am I still going to put in probably 3 times as much? Yes. But now I'm more so doing it for myself. There's still a little bit of me that does it to prove things to other people. That what they said, who they said I was, how they treated me wasn't warranted. But it's more about me now. Hey, Nadia. You've had a hard day. You're in a hard season, but you can. You can push. You can do the things. You can show up. And when things don't necessarily naturally come to you, you have the tools to get it done still. So one of the narratives, one of the stories that I am rewriting is that I am intelligent. I am smart. I can communicate myself well through written words, often with a lot of revision, but I can. And I am going to be somebody. Yeah. Additionally, at one of the schools that I went to, I guess I was one of the darkest there. One of the darker students there. There were a few of us, but yeah. Most of the school were Caucasians, Indians, and people who were like mixed race. So there were very, 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 very few dark-skinned students, let alone teachers. And there's this one thing that was said to me that I have never, ever forgotten. And when I really look at the logic of it, it doesn't make sense, but it's something that still just bothers me. One day, someone came up to me and said that my skin was so black it made the sun red. And I was like, it just hurt me. And I was like, what? I didn't know. And then I internalized it. And then people told me that I was ugly. And they told me that nobody would ever find me attractive because like, yeah, sure, you're like 9, 8, 9, 10, but like there's like this boy who has a crush on this girl and this girl has a crush on, and then all this stuff. And then I remember like when you were in like an argument with someone, you'd either put like a thumbs up that you guys were fine or just like stick a thumbs down in their face and be like, we're not friends anymore. And it felt like there were so many times that I got thumbs down. It's like all around me there were people that were like, I don't want to be your friend, I don't want to be your friend, I don't want to be around you. And that symbol of like a thumbs down, it's like disapproval of who I was. And that's like, I didn't understand how that thing that happened before I was even 10 years old has affected me to this day, where I struggle to look in the mirror. And that is, and one day I'll do a video after the series is done, but that's the whole reason for Mirror Proud, because there was a period of time for a long time that I just could not look in the mirror and say positive things. It was all of the narratives, all of the stories that were spoken over me when I was younger that I've just held onto. So the second thing that I'm rewriting is that I'm not ugly. And I'm not necessarily at the place where I can say confidently that I'm like beautiful, I'm pretty, I am her, I am that girl. No, but I am in a place where I can say I'm not ugly. And I have been made as me, and my beauty, however I choose to categorize it, however I choose to put language to it, is also accepted. So the second narrative that I'm rewriting is that I am not ugly. I will be loved. People will be attracted to me. People will be able to say positive things about me when it comes to my physical appearance. So yeah. I don't know if I have a third one that I'm focusing on right now. I think those two are my main ones. Because those two, in terms of me not necessarily being smart or getting far or this, that, and then me not being seen as like someone that's physically attractive, those two things have combined and have affected many aspects of my life. For example, because I struggled with reading so much, and so much of the reading that I had to do was around school, and I was fighting to get good grades and like get scholarships and maintain this and keep up with my friends, all of those things. It's like there's something that was written in my mind that I didn't enjoy reading because it was so hard for me, but that actually wasn't true because I love reading. So now I am going back into loving reading, which means I just have a ton of books and I read the books and I share the books with other people. And does it sometimes take me longer? Yes. Do I sometimes have to read a book twice to actually understand what happened? Yes. Do I sometimes have to have the audio in my mind so I can keep track of the words? Yes. But I love to read. So that is what I want you to think about this week. What are the stories and narratives that you are ready to take your pen, your pencil, and rewrite for yourself? Because this is your story, not theirs, not your parents, not your siblings, not your friends. This is your story. And I hope that you can pick up a pen this week and write your own story down. One that honors the true nature of your humanity, of your dreams, of your goals, of the things that you love. Yeah, it's time to write. So sit in that question this week. What story are you ready to rewrite for yourself? Penned, Denalia Frey.